wealth whispers and money jingle jangles and screams.
Welcome to the show.
Hey y'all, hey, I'm gonna expect anybody to come on here because I have not been live in forever. I'm sitting outside because we're having some work done in the house. I got legit see nobody. Hey, one person. Hey, one person. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hey, Marshall. Hey, Mabel. Yeah, I'm sitting outside today because we're having some issues in the house and the workers are here. Hey, Jay, Michelle Robinson. Hey, Bridget McClennan. Can y'all hear me? Because I'm outside. Mabel, can y'all hear me? Pop, 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 pop. So I'm just coming to say hi and talk about some stuff that's going on in personal finance. One of the things is this Kim Zolciak-Biermann thing, this divorce, and everyone's saying it's about bien. Oh, y tú. Let's see. You said bien usted. I see. Because we have some issues in our house that are being fixed right now. You can hear me. Thank you, Katina, for saying that because I'm outside. Never done this before. So yeah, so this Kim Zolciak-Biermann thing, and I said I was going to talk about them housewives, but this is money related. So how many of y'all thought Kim was going to leave court when the money ran out? I'm just saying. I'm sad for them, but Kim definitely has some expensive tastes. And when you have not played for the Falcons or any team in years, and even when you were playing, I don't think he was like first. Was he like first string? Was he like? I remember years ago I went to Falcons training camp back when I was still working, and I had some clients who were on the Falcons, so I would always get invited to Falcons training camp. And I remember I met Croy, very nice guy, but this was a long time ago, so this probably was 10 years ago. But even at that, I don't think that was enough money for Kim. And you see, for me, it's like you were on Housewives for all those years and made that money. Then you had 7 seasons of Don't Be Tardy for the Party. Don't Be Tardy, the show. And it was her show, and she and Croy were executive producers, which meant you got long money. The show was on for more than 3 seasons. So then the show went to, I'm sure they sold it to Peacock and its other places. So like, where's that money, bro? Like, what were you? And like, quite honestly, that house that they have in Atlanta, it's all right. It's not like they're living in some $10 million house. Hey, House of Princess. Like, so for the life of me, I don't get where that money. I know that all those kids and plastic surgery, and Kim allegedly likes to gamble a lot. I saw some clips where it was on the show and she was buying rolls of scratchers and bragging about having lost $250,000 in the Bahamas gambling. So now they're saying they owe the IRS $1.3 million. And that kind of understand then why that house probably never went in foreclosure, because there's probably a $1.3 million lien from the government on that house. If it's already been determined that they owe the IRS this money and it's in collections, they probably already put it against that house. And that's why nobody would buy that house. And that's why the bank was like, child, whatever. So it's concerning to me that people run through, like, and then you look at somebody like Candy is worth like $35-40 million. Yes, it's a lot of money, but there are people that were worth way more than Candy who ran through that money. Look at Hammer. I mean, he was worth over $100 million and paying for everybody and taking care of, and, having this whole, I have to take care of everyone and live a certain lifestyle mentality caused him to lose his fortune. And so, we really have got to work on our relationship with money, y'all. We really, really do. Yes, Karen, she should have taken my course. And it's not to like make fun of anybody, or it's just like, it's sad because when you have all that money, you shouldn't be spending it. Like, the thing I always try to tell people is when you get a big lump sum of money, you should never touch the money. It should be invested and you live off the money you make from the money. That's the difference between wealthy people and middle class folk. Middle class people work so they can pay bills. Wealthy people invest their money so their money can work for them so they don't have to work. Like TT, who's sitting at home. While my money's in the markets and real estate ventures, up at the office with our staff working, making money so I can pay my bills from that. And so, yeah, Kim, I believe, I agree that Kim does try to keep up with the Joneses. But it's like I don't understand why they didn't get the minute you know that your show probably is not going to stay on forever, unless you had like a 2% mortgage rate. She probably should. And I'm never a fan of paying off a mortgage, but somebody that knows they're not good with money, she probably should pay that mortgage off or paid it down to where you could always, with money you're going to get, could pay the mortgage. So you wouldn't be in this position. She paid Candy allegedly. With all that money, nobody was smart. I don't know if they you never know what type of handlers they have in their life. And sometimes they have good handlers, because I'll tell you, I've had many a celebrity or a professional athlete client as a business management client that I ended up having to subsequently fire and sever the relationship because they didn't listen to me. And I was not going to be the one 2 years later them blaming me because they ain't had no darn money. That was not going to happen. Not to me. And so when I saw that, I'd sit down and put a plan together for them, and you get with me 2 chances, not 3. And the next time I get a phone call that you went and bought some Lamborghini and didn't request, permission to do so, it's not in a budget, you're not listening, I'm out. Because people love to blame the accountant, they love to blame the business manager, and I'm not about to be the one. And so, to be fair, she may have had good business managers and just didn't damn listen to them. And I mean, for me, I knew her stylist was one of my clients, so I know that she was spending crazy amounts of money that I cannot disclose on sending somebody to buy all this stuff from Neiman Marcus, the Saks, and shopping on clothes. And like what I always say is, stop wearing your assets on your ass. Like, you got like 7, 8 children, 50, 11 children. Now, maybe we knew those girls weren't going to go to no college, but maybe those other children might. What's up with putting the money up for the children? And the other thing is, why isn't Croy working? I feel like Croy, good question, Stephanie. I feel like Croy would be a good on-air personality. He's unless he's not like super unless, let me be quiet, unless he's not that sharp with it. I believe Croy was more frugal also. Unless he's not quick on his feet. But I mean, look at some of these other people they got doing NFL hosting. I think would have been a great person to have a post career on television, given that he had been on Bravo for so long. I don't know why they didn't put him up for that, because he could have made tons of money doing that. I would never pay off a mortgage, never, because, give me an example. So let's say you have a normal $300,000 mortgage on your house, right? And let's say somebody passes away and leaves you $300,000. If you took that money and paid off your mortgage, you're done, right? You pay your house off. That's great. And so only extra money you have now is the money that you would have been paying your mortgage with every month. Whereas then you've subsequently lost your tax deduction for the mortgage interest, and it's just not a good idea. But if you took that $300,000 that you inherited, and instead of paying off the mortgage, dumping it all into a house, put it in the markets, invested it in buying other real estate, invested it in the S&P 500, so then it could make you some money, and then use the money that it makes you monthly or quarterly to pay your mortgage, Meanwhile, you never touched $300,000 and it's always there. Of course, I would never pay a mortgage off. America is the home of debt. As long as it's cheap debt, keep it. Wealthy people never use their own money. They have so many loans. They have 50 credit cards minimum, and it's all a strategy. Because when you borrow, that's not taxable income. But when you use the money that you earn, when you take money from your company in the form of income to buy things, you have to pay taxes. So wealthy people borrow against their ownership in company. They get loans out of the wazoo as long as they're cheap. They leverage the fact that they own these businesses and they get loans. And that's why they never pay taxes. People always say, oh, tax code is set up for them, blah, blah, blah. No, they just don't take income from the companies. Like, I knew that it was going to be difficult for Elon Musk to buy Twitter because he ain't dude worth billions of dollars, but it ain't in no bank account anywhere. He's worth it on paper. He's worth it on paper. This money is not in no Cayman Islands accounts. It's not how that works. This is a net worth situation. And so I knew he didn't have the cash. He was going to have to raise the money based on his shares in ownership in Tesla, SpaceX, all his companies. And there was no there. I mean, he figured it out, but obviously he still ain't paying all the bills. They $10 million behind on rent and all kind of stuff still in the ghetto-ness. So, like, don't believe all that glitters that go with all this. And when y'all look up people's net worth, it's wrong. They used to say my net worth on them net worth sites was $900 million. It is nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. And so much so, we were concerned for my safety because I would be out and people would be like, oh, you're a billionaire. And I ain't got no billionaire money to be having no darn people like I'm Frank from Snowfall with some or Louis with some some security. So we wrote all those places, my attorneys, and were like, y'all had to take it off. So now they got some real low number, which ain't right either, but I'm good with the low number. Anyway, the point of all this little quick impromptu discussion before my 2:00 Zoom is make your money work for you. Leverage cheap debt. That's why it's always important to work on your credit. Because if you have good credit, then you can borrow. And when you can borrow cheaply, like if you get $1 million house or a $500,000 house or a $300,000 house with a 2% interest rate, that's darn near free, right? That's darn near free. And so I would rather you take the other money you have and put it in the markets where you may earn 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% on your money and never touch it. Wealthy people never touch their money. That's how their generational wealth transfers from one generation to the other, because they live off the interest they make from their money making money for them. They're not going to no jobs. Why do you think TT retired at 41? I did what I have to do so I could do what I want to do now, right? Hey, Buffy, can I reach you on a big project I'm working on? So this is the thing, True. I love you, but you know, like I said, TT ain't working. Now you can send me an email to buffy@buffyllc.com. And if it's a day where I feel jovial and got some free time, I'll probably email you back. But she free. She don't work no more. There ain't no amount of money nobody can pay me to work no more at all, unless it's production. That's the thing that I'm working on now. Kim will bounce back, teacher. Kim will be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She'll be fine. Croy, on the other hand, I don't know. This is why he's probably trying to get custody of his kids, allegedly. So the popos are going by. But anyway, I just wanted to come on quickly and say hi to y'all. I'm sorry that I have not been on. Okay, we got it. Keep it swirling. I hope whoever that is okay. I haven't been on YouTube in this capacity in a while. And now that I know that it works and y'all can hear me fine, because I sit outside and work near my garden and greenhouse, I might do more YouTubes like this, because this is better for me than being, even though we spend all that money on my studio. Shh, don't tell David I like being outside more. I'm a country girl. All right, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And yes, somebody was asking, oh wait, let's see. My sons bought a house, $341,000, 2.5% interest rate. Good, 30-year fixed. Now we're $650. Should they loan and invest? Should they loan and invest the equity? The problem is they can't get a loan for 2.5% right now. So I would say wait till the interest rates drop. I would not touch that 2.5% interest rate they have. They basically have a free mortgage. And so, yes, there's $650,000 in equity. The problem is if they were to pull that equity out now, it's going to cost them 6.5%. That's too high. So I would wait, and it's going to happen. The rates are going to drop. This bubble's going to pop. People are going to stop spending. That's why they keep raising the interest rates, because ain't nobody, spending hasn't slowed. When folks stop being in these streets spending like they got money they don't have and burning up credit, then the Fed will stop raising the rates. And when that happens, excuse me, they'll come down. When they come down to a rate that is exactly the same or better than what they have now, heck yeah, pull that equity out and invest it in other projects so it can make them some money. Because the goal is, if the money can make you more than what it costs you, yeah, use it. And they could put that, you take 200,000 out of the house and just put in some simple stocks and make 10%, 7, 8, 9, 10% on it. That's more than the 2.5% that they're paying in the mortgage. Never leave it in the bank. My book is called Crawl Before You Ball, and my book is on Amazon. You can go to Amazon. And please leave a review, because I've sold thousands of these books and I only have I think 200 reviews. Buffy, should we wait to buy more income properties? I can't tell you whether you need to do anything. If you were my niece or nephew, I would say rates are crazy high and valuations are crazy high on properties. And I just don't feel that there are any really good deals right now. Now, if you were to find some good deals, that's a different story. I would not buy land. I'm fine with picking up some land right now. All right, y'all. I promise I'll do these more often and just answer questions instead of me having to be all like. The thing about YouTube that stresses me out is I see all these people with all this production value, and where I have the resources to do it, I just ain't gonna do it. So TT real, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just come on here, y'all ask me questions, and I'll give y'all answers. And I promise I'll try. And the other thing is, I'm not gonna do like these people where they say every Tuesday and Thursday, because again, TT is retired, so she done got used to this 4 years of not working. But I love y'all, so I'm gonna get it together. All right, smooches. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Bye. If I can see, I'm trying to do the production value and I'm messing up.
Please crawl before you ball, and then take a little bit of the money and save it, and then do
Before
something
you ball, because wealth whispers and money jingle jangles and screams.
Stuff for sale and